me for all those. So just scan that QR code right there. Derek, go ahead.
Another report of power outages. We got Mazeppa having some power outages right now.
So a lot of power outages, and that's what I was worried about earlier this evening along this line. When you get those strong straight line winds, you can have some widespread power outages. There we go, my Mac's computer finally loading up here. So there's just that line of thunderstorms that continue to progress farther and farther to the southeast. We do now have a new warning. Sarah, if you can get some of the information on that for me.
Yes, for Wabasha County, that one coming in, that will be in effect until midnight tonight. And the main hazard is going to be 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This one does have the considerable damage tag on there.
Oh, it does?
It does, yes. This part of the storm moving southeast at 35 miles per hour.
So definitely not what we wanted tonight. We did not want these storms. I was a little hopeful earlier that they would weaken a little bit once they moved past the Twin Cities. But so that Wabasha County warning in effect until, you said, midnight tonight. Yes. So for the next hour and 2 minutes, we have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect until midnight, issued for up to 70-mile-per-hour winds. I still think the strongest section of this line is right now in portions getting into Dodge County, still into Steele County. I'm sure there is really heavy rainfall in Steele and then getting into Dodge County. Also, Derek, you said we did have some sirens going off in Pine Island. We also had some power outages in Zumbro Falls.
Yep, and we also have gotten power outages in West Concord and also Owatonna.
Okay, so a lot of power outages. If we can, I think we have the ability to make some type of power outage map. So Mitchell, if you are in the control room, just ask Zach if we can get together some type of power outage map to show people tonight. So again, it'll be a very long night tonight, overnight, but we have you covered. Again, we have 4 meteorologists on staff here taking care of you tonight. And we do have our David Burgett too, so let me know whenever we can get David Burgett live. He is in Albert Lee, so I think we might have David here in just one second. Let's pop David up here if we can. I just want to talk to David. David, you are in Albert Lee. You're not drenched this time, so some good news there. So not raining just quite yet in Albert Lee, but are you seeing any of those lightning strikes if you look off to the north?
Yeah, as we're looking off to the north and even parts of the west, we've seen some frequent lightning strikes at least over the last few minutes or so. I mean, one of the noticeable ones was right behind me by the Albert Lee Airport, was that went from cloud to cloud where that lightning strike traveled to, but everything else seems to be off in the distance. And I think those storms have been kind of splitting just a bit around where I'm at in Albert Lee, but there is still, at least when I was checking, a severe thunderstorm warning for the northeastern portions of Freeborn County, to say the least, for those 70-mile-per-hour winds from the last time I checked. But winds are picking up just slightly here, and other than that, Micah and I, my photographer, just picked up a few sprinkles in the last half hour or so, and we're getting a little bit of a breezier gust right now rolling through. So David, hopefully we'll, or I guess, yes.
Where are you at in Albert Lee?
Where am I at in Albert Lee? We are by the quick trip by the Albert Lee Airport. Okay. So we're right by the Albert Lee Airport.
Gotcha. So yeah, most of the activity is just to your north. So as you were just talking, yeah, this is the severe thunderstorm warning doesn't include Albert Lee. I just one more question then. So you can see a lot of that lightning then to your north. Have you guys been able to get any footage of that?
We have not gotten any footage of that just now, but the winds have just picked up as we're talking right now. So a little bit gustier conditions, I think, as some of those thunderstorms, of course, from the northwest are approaching, and from the west too. So winds are now picking up, if you can't tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can see your vest and your hair blowing a little bit there. Okay, David, go ahead and hop back into shelter as you'll have some gusty wind moving through your area. So we have team coverage again tonight. Our David Burgett out in Albert Lee, making sure everyone stays safe in Albert Lee, and then we'll probably have him head south down towards Mason City. Sarah, I see they popped you up. Do you have something for me?
I do, yeah. National Weather Service out of Des Moines getting our attention here for the media, that the Spencer Airport, we had that report of 80-something miles per hour not long ago, has a peak gust now of 92 miles per hour. And they're like, yes, 92 miles per hour. Sustained winds of 67 miles per hour.
All right, so we have a lot going on. Let's see, we'll get to our Nick Spelliopoulos first. I see a hand raised in the back there. Derek Overland, what do you got for me?
Yeah, so we have reports of sirens going off in Byron right now. And we also have others wondering about storm timing-wise on this one that's going to move through the Rochester area here fairly soon. Wondering about the storm timing going all the way down into Fillmore County towards the Rushford area.
Okay, give me the speed on that cell still, Sarah. Are we still looking at, we had what, 40, 45 miles per hour earlier?
I can hear the sirens here at the station.
We do have the sirens now going off here at the station. So again, we're probably meeting pretty close to that 70 mile per hour gust. So if you are at least, ask our friends with the emergency managers in Olmsted County too, if you can, to see if they're setting the sirens all across Rochester or if it's just on the northwest side of town.
Can do that,
yes. The sirens are going off, and then what do we have for speed?
Moving 45 miles per hour to the southeast, and then also passing along from La Crosse National Weather Service, a wind gust of 47 miles per hour in Dodge Center and 49 miles per hour in Lake City.
Okay, so some strong wind. This doesn't pop Rochester up, but Rochester, I mean, it will be here in 10, 15 minutes. So by about 11:10, maybe 11:15, we'll really start to have maybe some heavy. Yeah, we do have all of Rochester, some sirens. Austin by 11:14, Winona by 11:42. If this line continues to move at this pace, Osage by midnight tonight, and then La Crosse by 12:17. So it's not picking up Rochester because we are so close to this, but I'll zoom in and just give you a good timing. So we do have some really strong wind speeds towards about Byron, into Casson, Dodge Center. You said, Sarah, wind speed in Dodge Center was about 49 miles per hour?
47, and 47. Then Lake City was 49.
Okay, so Lake City 49, and then right at Dodge Center 47. So strong wind starting to approach Rochester, and I want to go back over to our wind gusts here, and let's get a good depiction on where, we have some really strong winds through Byron, Casson, Genoa, Manorville. So some really, really strong winds right now. I did just get a report from my family in Northwest Rochester, really strong winds. So wind really starting to pick up in Northwest Rochester. We'll get a reading here right near Byron. That's probably overdoing it, but our radar's been pretty spot on tonight. I don't want to say that it's 100 miles per hour, but again, that's switching to the one of the different radar sites. So I don't think that's accurate.
That might be more aloft.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's our surface winds, but I would take it seriously if you're in Byron, Casson, Manorville. You get it easily. We just picked up 47 mile per hour gusts in in Dodge Center. So don't take the 101. I don't think it's that strong, but it's definitely 60, 70, 75 mile per hour gusts that we'll have embedded along this line. And again, the storm sirens are going off. Nick, I know I didn't get to you right away. Did you have something for me?
Yeah, you mentioned the high wind speeds in Spencer, Iowa. It's not in our viewing area. That's in Clay County. Trying to find some power outage numbers there. It looks like it's about 460 customers affected out there. Like we've said all evening long, we know it's going to make its way into our area. We've seen reports of lights flickering in Byron, sirens going off in Orinoco, and we're just going to stay vigilant on what we know here in the studio tonight.
Thanks, Nick. Here's just a look. This is kind of zoomed in as far as I can get it to get some timing. If you're anywhere in Rochester, about 3 minutes. So I said about 11:10, 11:15, Rockdale by 11:10, Elgin by 11:17, Marion by 11:24, Iota by 11:27. And can you guys keep that camera up on the monitors over there, so I can kind of glimpse at that every once in a while. The Bandle one, and I like that you pointed it down too. That'll give me a good idea of what our wind speeds are like outside. So this is starting to get into Rochester, and then we'll look back at the Mason City one. Do you have something, Sarah?
A new gust coming in from Lake City, 68 miles per hour for a gust.
And again, this is all right along this line. So 68 mile per hour gusts in Lake City. We hear the sirens in Rochester. So again, when you hear those sirens, you're watching us. Just try to get away from windows. I know this isn't tornadoes, but we could see a long swath of some damage along this line. And it does look like the strongest part of this line right now. Notice where we have the really dark reflectivity right through Byron. That is the strongest portion of this line of thunderstorms. I haven't seen anything on velocity that would indicate any type of quick spin-ups in terms of of tornadoes or anything like that, so there's some good news there. The big thing is just going to be the strong wind gusts. And so great news there that the tornadic threat is fairly low. So some good news there. We do want to check in. They just did extend that severe thunderstorm warning to include all of Olmsted, pretty close to all of Winona, and then we have Fillmore and Mower counties all now under a new severe thunderstorm warning. Sarah, what's the details on that?
This one will be in effect until 12:15, so 15 minutes after midnight. This storm is warned for, they have 60 mile per hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. There is no damage tag on this one at all.
The new one?
The new one, correct.
Okay.
And this one, if you're looking to time things out, moving east at 50 miles per hour.
Okay, so we will time that out in just 1 second. Can I send it to our Zach Fuller here? Let's go ahead. Zach, I think you have a mic on. Are you looking at some power outages across southern Minnesota? If we don't have, let me know when we do have Zach, and we'll go to those.
Yeah, hey there, Nick. We're
we
here in production right now looking at the power outage map. Just looking at XL Energy right now. Got a bunch of different outages in different places right now. Zumbrota, just with XL Energy, seeing 245 customers impacted. Up near Red Wing, we have 3 different outages for 174 people. You go down a little bit, so we're looking at 14 outages impacting 136 people. So XL Energy a little bit widespread over towards Faribault, 617 people right now currently impacted. When you switch over to the Goodhue County Electric Co-op map, Zumbrota again, 735 customers impacted over there. And just looking at Rochester Public Utilities right now, only 1 outage so far. So we'll keep tracking the weather outages as they come, but for right now, looks like XL Energy and Goodhue County Co-op Electric seeing the most outages at this moment.
All right, thanks, Zach, for that. Sorry, I just had to text my wife. Baby was sleeping well tonight, so that's going to be over with at this point in time. Looking again at these 2 cells, so really strong wind starting to move through Rochester, so we could see anywhere from 40 to maybe 70 miles per hour embedded in that line, and again, we can really hear the sirens in the studio. Yeah. Really strong. This is really, really concerning. What we're seeing, if you have family out in northern Iowa, so Algona, and then eventually we're gonna get some warnings for Winnebago and Hancock counties.
And they do still have that one tagged with 80 mile per hour gusts possible with that one still.
With this one
yes.
still? Yeah, I mean, this is really strong. It really is. I'm really shocked that we do have, that these never merged, and then we have 2 branches of this line that are really strong. Derek, go ahead.
Yeah, we got confirmation from viewers that sirens are going off throughout Rochester. So okay. Each sector has had tornado sirens going off.
So they did go ahead, and in Rochester, we have the ability, the emergency managers, they can set off different sections within the city, which is kind of nice. So if northwest Rochester isn't under the polygon, but southeast is, maybe say down by the mall, or even out all the way east by Eastwood Golf Course, that would be in the polygon. They wouldn't sound like out here at the station, but they would down towards those areas. Can we pop up our sky cam here as the rain starts to come down now? in northwest Rochester. Still hard. There is a couple trees that are kind of waving around, but unfortunately they're right behind my computer screen here. Sure, let's pop up the downtown camera. So here's a look downtown, and you can see the trees here blowing pretty good. This is a live look downtown Rochester tonight, and we have the heavy rainfall. There's another live look here. Let's hold on this for just a second here. You can see the lightning along the skyline there. So some strong storms moving through, again, anywhere from 50 to 70 mile per hour wind speeds. Go ahead, Derek.
We got our first report of hail. We have a report of hail in Byron.
Yes, we do have some hail. So hail starting to move in. Good call out there, Derek. Some pretty good hail. This is just north of Byron. Sarah, can you read off that street name for me? I cannot see that here at the wall.
2nd Avenue Northwest.
So 2nd Avenue Northwest in Byron. This is 13th Street Northwest.
Yep.
So some decent hail. About what size did your report come in at,
They
Derek?
didn't have a size.
Didn't have a size, just had hail.
Yep.
So radar estimated close to nickel. So just under severe weather criteria. You gotta have quarter-sized hail for severe. That's typically what the National Weather Service would warn for. But some small hail starting to move. And if that continues, let's see if that moves at like an eastern.
And I do have a new gust for you.
Okay.
This one coming from, it says 2 miles east of Casson, coming from one of the stations on Highway 14 near Byron. So kind of between Byron and Casson, about 74 miles per hour is that gust.
Was that a private?
No, this is the Mesonet station, so I'm sure one of
Okay.
those devices.
So 74?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean strong. I mean, we strong winds tonight.
And we're seeing that strongest core right there through the Byron area, so
Yep.
that is not surprising at all to
Yeah,
me.
so the strongest core, so if I were to just to kind of zoom in, so the real bright greens, this is right near Valley High Drive. So northwest Rochester is where we would have some of the, so here's 55th Street Northwest. You have County Road 3 and Valley High Drive. So right in this region is right where you would have maybe some of the strongest wind gusts right now. We can just kind of click on radar and let's just see. So 62 mile per hour gusts, that is I clicked just north of Valley High Drive. So if you are tuning in, if you're watching in Rochester, you're in this region. Here's 70th Avenue Northwest. Let us know in the Facebook comments. We got our Derek Overland. He's keeping an eye on all that stuff. Derek, go ahead.
We got a report more hail in northwest Rochester by the Country Club Manor, and then we also have a report in northwest Rochester of a tree just got blown down.
Okay, in northwest Rochester, and
Yes.
make sure you check our weather photo community group too on Facebook, Derek. And we can kind of keep an eye on all that stuff too. So strong wind, and you can kind of see a little bowing here, right through kind of the southeastern half or southwestern half there of the Med City. So some strong wind there. Sarah, any other wind gust reports to pass along tonight?
Not at this point, just that main gust that we saw around the Casson-Byron area of 74 miles per hour. There was one Lake City area of 68 for a wind gust, and so that'd be right around milepost 62.9 off of Highway 63 there, so around the Lake City area.
And again, if you were expecting to tune in to the Tonight Show tonight, we are doing wall-to-wall coverage tonight as we have really strong straight-line winds moving through pretty much all of southern Minnesota and then getting into northern Iowa here later on tonight with that southern branch that'll continue to move to the east. Sarah, I'm going to step off for just 1 second. Production, if you can take Sarah full, and Sarah, just kind of run through everything that we're looking at.
Sure, yeah, let's run through our warnings here. So we have, as we've discussed, we have 2 branches that we have going on right now, kind of a northern one that's coming through a lot of our Minnesota counties at this point in time, and we have a southern extent of this severe activity. And this is moving more due east, whereas our northern trend, our northern section is moving more southeast. So at this point in time, still 2 separate branches, both very strong, very potent. capable of producing some significant damage here within southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So we'll zoom in first here, and we'll kind of run through our warnings at this point in time. So pretty much counties from the Minnesota-Iowa border up through Goodhue County, just south of the Red Wing area, we have warnings for. Let's see here. So one of our older ones is for Goodhue County. That goes until 11:45 this evening. We also have a warning for Dodge, Olmsted, the northern part of Mower County, and that will go until about midnight tonight. We also have Fillmore, Olmsted, the remaining portion of Mower County, even a portion of Winona County. That will go until about 12:15 tonight. And then it looks like some of those warnings do extend further east across the Mississippi River into portions of Wisconsin there. But this does also include a small portion of Winona County, and that one also goes until about midnight tonight. But it looks like we do have a new warning on our southern edge, and this does now include some of our North Iowa counties in this warning. So I'll try and get the system here to line up and cooperate for me. It might not, but we'll switch over here to a different system here, or different view of this. Okay, so I'm still grabbing that one. Not the right one.
Are you looking for the Mason City one?
I am. The system just is not wanting to grab it for me.
This one is warned for, let's see. This one would be for 80-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail.
Okay.
It's moving east at 50 miles per hour, and this also does have the tag of tornado possible.
Okay, and that was something that we saw
And
with the warning
we also have that
behind
tag
it.
of destructive with this one.
Okay,
too.
and that one you said is warned for 80 mile per hour, correct?
Correct, yep.
Okay, so as Derek mentioned, I'll flip this back on here with the radar. You can see it here as it's moving into the Algona area, and that will continue to push east here. So folks in Buffalo Center, Forest City, Garner, make sure that you are in that safe zone. You have just a little bit of time here before we get to see that activity on your doorstep, but definitely a very, very fast-moving, potent storm here this evening. So again, we'll just kind of grab the pointer here. System just has not been wanting to grab that warning for me. So just kind of circling this here. So this does include portions of Cerro Gordo and Worth County, and this does include all of Hancock and Winnebago counties this evening. As Derek mentioned, this one will be in effect until 12:30 in the morning. So about an hour, 10 minutes on that one. That one is moving east at 50 miles per hour. This is warned for 80 mile per hour wind gusts with the destructive damage tag on there and the tornado possible tag on that one as well. So as Derek mentioned, it is moving east at 50 miles per hour. So I will adjust that here, and we'll get a track on this too. So if you are in the Algona area, you're already getting that thunderstorm activity at this point in time. But we'll stretch this out here, get a track on it, and then move that to the east. So that way then we can get it out about 2 hours. So we can get a good view here. So again, folks in Algona, this is impacting you right now. Buffalo Center, you're already portions. Okay. So we have portions of Buffalo Center already seeing a little bit of some thunderstorm activity. That strongest line here still yet to come, probably about 11:45 or so. Mason City area by about 12:30. So you've got some time, but definitely try and do some planning here to make sure everything is in place. Osage area by about 12:51, and by about 1 a.m. towards the Charles City area. So it's a look at timing there with that newest severe thunderstorm warning. Nick, we did just get this one issued not just a brief time ago, but it looks like now we have a viewer photo coming in from northwest Rochester.
Yeah, so that's from Carrie there. So fantastic photo from Carrie in northwest Rochester. You can really see that shelf cloud, right? Even at night, you can still see that. So
that is a very photogenic shelf cloud.
that is an amazing one.
Very ominous.
Yes, Derek, I think you have that on Max too. If you want to post that for us on social too, that photo
I'll
there
get that
from
up.
Carrie. Let me know too when we have the video from Byron. of the really heavy rainfall and the strong wind that moved through Byron. So we're getting some viewer reports now on all of our across the region. So right now, let's zoom back into the Med City. So we have that heavy rainfall across most of Olmsted County, pretty much all of Rochester. The strong wind looks like it'll continue. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take a look at that video. So here's a video from earlier on. This was from Byron. And you can just see the rain there on the pavement. So that is a
It's
video.
almost coming down in sheets.
I know. That is a video from our Weather Photo community group on Facebook. So all you have to do is search KTTC Weather Photo. You can join the Weather Photo community group right there on Facebook. You can send us, as Brock Burgee makes his entrance here tonight to the wall-to-wall coverage, you can just type in KTTC Weather Photo community. You can join right there and send your submissions, your viewer photos, your reports here throughout the evening tonight. So I would expect some more power outages tonight as this line continues to move down to the south and southeast. We have severe thunderstorm warnings issued for pretty much all of Mower and Fillmore counties. And then as Sarah was talking about, the strongest portion of the line, and they did just extend, just a little bit ago, they did extend that warning into Cerro Gordo County. So this
It does not include Mason City, but it is in Cerro Gordo County.
Right, so it's western Cerro Gordo County, so
Yes.
almost up to Mason City on I-35. That cluster means business. So if you are watching us, you're watching us in Rochester, you have friends in Mason City or family in northern Iowa, make sure that they know this is coming here in the next hour, hour and a half. Derek?
I think this is a good question. I've been seeing this in the comment section, and people are wondering if they need to get into their basement just because this is a wind event. Doesn't have necessarily that tornado warning in it, but the sirens are going off, and they're wondering if they do need to get into their basement or into their safe place right now.
That is a great question. A little bit ago, you saw me texting on my phone. That was me texting my wife to make sure that her, the baby, and my mom were down in the basement. So that is key. When you do have these severe thunderstorm warnings, you want to get away from windows, right? All of a sudden you have an 80-mile-per-hour gust, and that can break some windows, or you got debris flying around and whatnot. You'll want to make sure that you head to your basement. This is a live look outside of what we have. Okay, so here's downtown now, and you can just, so typically you can see all the way down Broadway Avenue, pretty hard. You can just see the raindrops. They're falling off the street light. So
It's just pouring.
It is pouring sheets of rain outside, and we have our Brock Burgee standing by too. So Brock, you were actually, you left the station for just a split second. You thought you were gonna go home, and then you had to turn right around. What'd you experience outside earlier this evening?
Yeah, that's right, Nick. And as you heard me coming back into the studio, I had to get ready again, and I knocked some stuff over, so I made my entrance for sure. But no, I mean, this is one of those situations. You've been talking about it all night, right? The fact that we are in nighttime right now, and the darkness makes this a whole new ball game when it comes to tracking severe weather. And I was just down at Bandel and 55th Avenue, and rolled my window down just thinking there's something going on. The sirens were going off, and all of the motorists around me, you could tell we just didn't really know what to do. So I just pulled off to the side there and turned around and came right back to the station. And very glad I did, because we could really tell the winds were picking up at that time. The rain hadn't started, but the winds, the quickness in that, Nick.
Right.
You know, you've been talking about it, you and Sarah and Derek and David all night, but boy, it really came up. And right before I left, I was taking calls from viewers saying sirens are going off in Red Wing, Pine Island. So people knew this was happening, but it happened quick.
They happen quick when they move at 50 to 55 miles per hour. So to go all the way back to Derek's original question, yeah, you want to take all these severe thunderstorm warnings seriously. This is an incredible photo from Justin. It's funny, when I looked at the photo at first, I'm looking at the clouds, I'm like, wow, that's awesome. And then I didn't even notice the lightning bolt down in the right-hand corner of your screen. So that's the type of storms that are moving through. You can even see some of that lowering of those clouds too, of the right corner. So what a photo from Justin in Casson. Thanks for sending that photo in, and again, hopefully you're staying safe and being smart while taking those photos. We have our Derek Overland standing by in the Weather Center. Derek, what do you got for me?
Yeah, so the National Weather Service came out and said that there was a report at the airport, the RST airport, of 76-mile-per-hour gusts.
76 at RST?
76 at RST.
So we have it confirmed, 76-mile-per-hour gusts at the Rochester International Airport. My producer Mitchell just told me that we have a video that we want to pass along tonight too on our wall-to-wall coverage. So just go ahead and pop that up when we can. And then Sarah Gannon, you have something too.
I do, and this is just a testament to our cooperation with.
Let's look at watch the video first here. So this is in Northwest Rochester, and yeah, we see the sheets of rain.
Wow.
And I would assume we'll get a lot of videos of and you can just see the rain getting pushed by the wind. So some really strong winds, some heavy rain, 76-mile-per-hour wind gust there at RST. Again, that is our KTTC Weather Photo Community Group on Facebook. Now we go to Sarah. Sarah?
Okay, so I've got a couple other reports of some wind. As Derek mentioned, there was the report coming out of the airport. Mayo
76 is really, so I mean, our radar, I was a little taken back by that. Our radar estimated wind speeds were pretty spot on there.
Absolutely. Plainview getting a report there of a wind gust about 51 miles per hour. About an 8-inch diameter tree limb snapped somewhere in North Rochester. Mayo Helipad reporting a wind gust of 58 miles per hour.
So right at severe weather.
Yep, and then Austin about 49 miles per hour, in addition to the gust coming from RST at 76 miles per hour. But I just have to pass along a comment. Our partners at Olmsted County Emergency Management, they must be watching. They fully are in agreement here that yes, when we have those sirens going off,
Sure.
even if it's not a tornado, and we have these straight line type wind events, definitely make sure that you're seeking shelter, that you're doing
Right. You want to
that.
you want to head to the basement. My wife is not happy right now because I made her and the baby go downstairs, and the baby was finally sleeping. I'm sure all the parents know a little 5-month-old can't get him to sleep too often, and she was, and unfortunately these thunderstorms are rolling right on through. I did just get a report too from Mark. He shot me a message on Facebook saying it's raining really heavy at Eastwood Golf Course, and they even had a quick little power bump too. So some power outages again are expected tonight. If that does happen, if you're watching us, maybe you're in Fillmore County, you're watching us tonight, the storms haven't reached you just quite yet. If you're Lanesboro, Preston, Harmony areas, if you do lose power tonight, we are live streaming at KTTC.com. We're on YouTube, and we are on Facebook tonight too. So if you do lose power, you'll still be able to get some of that information here. So cluster of really strong thunderstorms right over Algona, and I want to get just a look. We don't have the lightning. You can see some real good cluster of lightning right near Austin, but that cluster of lightning right near Algona, and it is just a couple counties wide, but we have over 1,200 lightning strikes just in that about 6-7 county width area there, close to 1,100 to 1,200 lightning strikes just in that cluster. And I can see off the corner of my eye, we do have still a lot of lightning in Northwest Rochester, and we have along this line, so this is that line that's producing anywhere from 60 to 70, even 76 mile per hour gusts like at RST, up to around 215. Does look like
they extended the warning south, so we do have 3 more counties now a part of a severe thunderstorm warning.
Can you get me the speed on that, and
yes.
we will time this out. It does look like we put David in the perfect position of where we would not have a warning at.
He's right in the middle, Nice
Yes.
little safe zone for David.
Derek, you had something for me?
Yeah, a couple of reports of sirens going off in Iota now, and one report of sirens going off in Casson still.
Okay, so still some sirens in Casson. What's the speed on this?
Now Chatfield as well, sirens going off in Chatfield as well.
On this new warning, this one is moving I just had it. Now I can't. Moving southeast at 60 miles per hour. So this has picked up its pace quite a bit. But this one now including Mitchell and Howard County and northwestern Winnebago County in Iowa. And this does include the southern portion of Mower and Fillmore County. So this one will be in effect until 12:30. So about an hour here, and then the hazards are 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. This does have the considerable damage tag with this warning.
So we have 11:40 in Leroy, 11:43. So you have about 8 to 10 minutes for Leroy, Preston, Osage at 11:56, Caledonia by 12:07, and Decorah within the next half hour to 45 minutes, so 12:13. So that is that line. Sarah, while you talk about this, find out the details of the speed of the Mason City cell, the one that's in Iowa. So again, just running through this is now getting into Fillmore County, so getting just south, that leading edge just south there of I-90. Again, Leroy by 11:40, 11:43 in Preston, Osage by 11:56, Caledonia by 12:07, and then Decorah by 12:13. So if you're in Lanesboro, probably around 11:45. So you have another 10 minutes. Sarah, do you have the speed on that one for me?
Yes, east at 50 miles per hour.
Okay, Derek, let me time this out real quick, and then we'll get to you here in just 1 second with another report. So again, we're tracking two different lines, and they are slowly merging, just barely, just trying to merge slightly right through about the Albert Lee region and then Freeborn County. We'll get a track on this. So again, this was moving at about 50 miles per hour, and it's still moving due east.
Yes.
So we'll just time this out for our friends down in northern Iowa. So Buffalo Center by 11:37. Mason City, you still have about another half hour or so. So half hour, 45 minutes. So 12:16. Charles City by 12:46. And then notice Decorah, you could get impacted by both the northern line and the southern line, so the northern branch and the southern branch, Decorah by 1:43. Derek, you did have an update for me?
Yep, a few more comments. Sirens going off once again. Downtown Rochester, it looks like by reports, mainly the southern side of Rochester, seeing also some tornado sirens going off along with Stewartville.
All right, Derek, thanks for that.
And I know emergency management did say that they were working their way through not only the city of Rochester, but also through the county as those strongest wind, that leading edge of that line kind of made its way through the city and through the city of Rochester and through Olmsted County.
Yeah, so, I mean, really heavy rain. We'll see. We haven't seen anything about flash flooding yet from anybody, or any comments or anything like that. Right, guys?
No, I haven't seen anything about flooding.
Okay, so hopefully flash flooding's not a major factor tonight, but I really don't know what will happen just quite yet once these two lines, because this will eventually meet up with that northern half as it continues, at least the western here. Half of this branch continues to push to the east tonight at about 50 miles per hour. So wind, the major concern tonight. We had that wind gust of 76 miles per hour at the Rochester International Airport. So some strong wind along this line. Still kind of a Boeing segment, and I'm getting a lot of different comments here from people. Mandy telling me that some sirens are going off in southwest Rochester right now. And yeah, I mean, the sirens, we heard from Brock, and we could hear the sirens in the studio. The good news is I do want to give kind of the all clear, I think, for Rochester. So if you are tuning in and thinking, okay, can I go back upstairs? Can I go to bed at some point in time? The strongest wind is moving to the southeast now of Rochester. So I think most of the metro for the Med City, we'll start to see the wind kind of die down a little bit. The strongest wind definitely down to the south now. We could have some embedded wind gusts. Well, let's see. We could have still some embedded wind gusts that are kind of strong. Yeah, it's still a 60-mile-per-hour gust. I think that's overdoing it slightly. I think our strongest wind is going to be farther on the leading edge here. I think stronger wind from about Chatfield, maybe Spring Valley, but there will be some embedded, so maybe hunker down just for a little bit longer in Rochester, and then I think within the next about 15, 20 minutes or so, we should be okay. Brock, go ahead. What do you have for me?
Yeah, as we're continuing to talk here about these strong winds that we are dealing with here on this Tuesday evening, we are looking at a number of power outages continuing. The most we are seeing right now in the Goodhue County area, so the Goodhue County Cooperative Electric Association, right now 18 different outages in the areas that they serve, with about 702 customers currently affected. So that's what we're seeing the most. Rochester Public Utilities, about 120 people right now without power. And then in the Freeborn-Mower County area, the electric co-op there, about 100 people without power right now. But the main area concentrated in the Goodhue County area, where you were talking, now let's see, a little less than an hour ago, and going through the Red Wing area and up in that area. So that's where the most power seems to be out right now, Nick.
Yeah, and that's not too surprising. That's where we had some pretty strong wind speeds move on through. It is becoming a little bit more disorganized in terms of just the line as a whole. Still some pretty strong wind, I'm sure, along this leading edge that's going to move into Preston here fairly soon. But notice, it's not as strong as what it previously was. So some good news there, as this line, hopefully, you can really see, I mean, really tight right through this region, where we did have some of those wind gusts of approaching 60 to 70 miles per hour. You can see that cluster of lightning. That was at 11:18, but if we put this in motion, it just starts to become a little bit more disorganized. That leading edge isn't bowing out as much, meaning you have that really strong wind at the leading edge of the storm. So hopefully we start to see some type of weakening. The one that is not weakening is this cell with just all of that lightning that continues to move just due east right along Highway 18. And eventually these two catch up with one another. That cell that is still west of I-35 will eventually catch up with the more linear line that we have that has impacted southern Minnesota. Our Derek Overland is standing by. Derek, what do you have?
Yep, got a report of trees down south of Pleasant Grove and also no power in that area. And then I also have a few more wind gust reportings that we've gotten. In Mower County, 4 miles north of Lyle, report a 58-mile-per-hour wind gust. In Wabasha, Kellogg in Wabasha County, we also have a wind gust getting up to 57 miles per hour. And then we have another one in Mower County in Dexter, wind gusts reaching 54 miles per hour.
Yeah, so anywhere from 50 to 70 miles per hour, although, I mean, we've seen some peak gusts approaching all the way to 76, like at RST. So Derek, can you get a graphic together for me with just all the kind of the peak wind gusts that we've had, and then we can kind of show that on air coming up here in the next, 10-15 minutes or so. So strong wind along this line, still getting some good rumbles of thunder out here at the studio. And then again, we've been looking at radar a lot, and we've been on since pretty close to 10:40, so about an hour now. And these storms will continue. We're looking at maybe close to 1 a.m. for these storms that are going to finally get out of the region later on tonight. So still some really strong wind gusts. And I want to check back in, because now this line is starting to move, getting into kind of the western half here of some of our counties in northern Iowa, and some really strong wind speeds. This is kind of a little farther back, but embedded. So that's still west of Algona of about 59 miles per hour. So some of the at least radar estimated, some of the strongest wind isn't right along the leading edge. So 54 mile per hour gusts there. That is just west there of, say, southwest of Garner. So that's just out of the KTTC viewing area. So that's closer towards Algona. So kind of switching back and forth between radars. The good news is, again, no tornado threat. The biggest thing will just be the strong straight line winds that we've been talking about tonight. So I think the strongest with this is probably right near about Algona, and it's not going to give me any readings. Sarah, is that still warned
For 80 mile per hour
80.
wind gusts, yes.
So still warned for 80.
Yep, yep. And I am getting a report here from Winona County Emergency Management that the Altura Fire Department is reporting a 50 mile per hour wind gust about 2 miles south of Altura. And Olmsted County Emergency Management is saying that People's Energy Co-op cooperative outage map apparently lighting up in southeast Rochester.
Oh, in southeast Rochester?
Yep. So I know Brock's keeping a very close eye on our power outages. So maybe that's our first alert to was outages in the area.
Yeah, so right now, great point, Sarah. It is upping as we speak. 35 different outages being reported at this hour with 270 customers reported. So it was about 115 here when we checked in about 10 minutes ago. So yeah, that is going up. Hey, for both of you, I continue to monitor our Facebook page as well. Nick, this might be best addressed by you. One of our viewers on Facebook is saying, boy, I sure wish KTTC would stay focused on Rochester and not Iowa. We talk about this a lot. What's your answer to that?
My answer to that is that we cover, actually here, I can show this. So here's our little map here, and I'll get this real nice and close to the screen for you, and we'll zoom right on in. These are all the counties that we cover in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Those counties in red are our tier 1 counties. Those are the counties that we would break into for whether that is tornado or severe weather coverage like tonight. That's about 14 to 16 counties. We treat each of those counties like the other. So everyone is important to us. Those of us in Mason City are just as important as those of us in Rochester. So yes, we are a Rochester station. Yes, our station is in Rochester, but we cover Mason City. We cover Winona. We cover Albert Lee, Austin. It can be as small as Teope. We want to make sure that we have you covered, and our goal here tonight, and as always, when we do severe weather coverage, is to keep people safe. So yes, if we're not covering Rochester at this specific time, we'll always circle back to everyone that is being impacted. That's kind of me on my soapbox here late on tonight. So 11:44 is the time now. That's just some of the live looks that we have. Notice our Grand Meadow camera lighting up with some lightning here. The good news is it does look like our
not as much heavy rain here at the station.
Yeah,
I noticed that a few minutes ago, and I was going to say something, but we've been covering a lot of things here in the area.
So that's a live look outside. This is right at our tower camera here. That's looking at Quick Trip. There's Highway 52, the 60th Street. Is that 65th?
65th.
65th,
yep.
Right outside too. Live look downtown at Broadway Avenue. You can still see some raindrops there on the lenses, but definitely not raining as much. Still though, that was a good lightning strike.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, there was some really good lightning strikes that we just had in northwest Rochester. So still some lightning. You'll have some thunder, but it does look like the heaviest rainfall is now moving out of Rochester. So some good news there, and I do think we're getting close to kind of the all clear for a couple of our counties for northwest of, say, Highway 14. Derek, go ahead.
I have some thunderstorm reports,
Sure.
Damage reports from on Max 2, if we can want to switch over to Max 2.
Okay, yeah, Tim will switch over. Just let me know when you're ready to take Max 2, and we can kind of walk through a couple different things that we have in terms of our damage reports, if we can hop back and forth between the two different Max computers. But still, severe thunderstorm warnings issued for a lot of southern Minnesota. So we still have a couple of our counties down in northern Iowa now too. Mitchell, Howard, Winneshiek counties all under severe thunderstorm warnings as this line continues to progress farther and farther to the south. And notice it's catching up here into Freeborn County. Let's go over to Max 2 now. Here's a look at some of our thunderstorm reports. Derek, so we have the thunderstorm report. That's in Stewartville. That's at RST of 76 miles per hour. And then what do we have here for that thunderstorm damage pretty close to Norris Springs?
So that is emergency manager reported some trees down in Norris Springs from some wind damage over just east of Mason City there. So that was a report.
Would that be last night then?
I believe that this one, it may have been old. So that one is that. So I deleted that one, but we do have that stronger winds towards the
Right.
Rochester
In
area
Rochester.
too.
Yeah, we had those storms that rolled through late last night too. Derek was covering all those late last night for if you were tuned in on our Facebook stream or whatnot. Let's go back over to Max 1 now as these storms continue to move pretty quick right along Highway 18. And
I'm curious to see how they merge. I mean, we can see them starting to connect in southern
real time.
Freeborn into northern Worth County there, but you know, we have that line coming south, we have that line coming east. I want to know what's going to happen when everything comes together.
There's some real strong wind
Yeah.
moving into, so that's Hancock County. So right along 18 in Hancock County, some really strong wind and just a lot of lightning. So Mason City, if you're in Northwood, in northern Iowa, this is your time. I would head to your safe place. So take the shelter, go downstairs, flip on KTTC. We'll have you covered through the night tonight. Again, that moving at last checked, that's like 50, 55 miles per hour, I think, Sarah. Was that
yes,
the kind of the
southern one was moving
half?
east at 50 miles per hour, and our northern line was moving southeast at 60 miles per hour.
So let's get a track on this. I'm still fairly concerned about, again, it was warned with destructive wind, and if it continues to move due east, all of these cities in northern Iowa would be impacted. So Forest City by 11:58, you have 10 minutes. Clear Lake by 12:10, so after midnight. Mason City by about 12:15 to 12:20. St. Ansgar by 12:45, and then eventually Charles City at about 12:45 to 12:51. And again, we will stay live on air throughout the entirety of this system that we have here tonight. Derek, go ahead.
Yeah, we got a couple comments about Preston and asking about Preston. I know that those storms are about to move into that region.
Perfect. So moving into Preston, Lanesboro, we can get all the way down here fairly close. So we have Fountain, Chatfield, Spring Valley, Ostrander, some strong wind associated with this here. And this is the line that did produce 76 mile per hour gusts at RST. So towards Preston, Lanesboro, Wayland, you will have some strong wind, some really heavy rainfall. Derek, go ahead.
Yep, the power outage in southeast Rochester reported.
Okay, so more power outages in Rochester. That's not surprising. I will say I want to give the all clear to a couple of our different cities where we do have some high viewership at. So Rochester, pretty much all of Olmsted, I think it's okay to come out of shelter. The strongest winds now moving down to the south of I-90. So if you're I-90 north, I think it's okay. If you're tuning in tonight or you want to go to bed pretty soon, I think we're good in Rochester, especially Dodge into Steele, Rice, Goodhue counties, your Pine Island, Zumbrota, Zumbro Falls, Lake City, Elgin, Millville. You're okay, I think, through the rest of the night. This is really going to be...
Waukesha County's been dropped from, or their warning has been allowed to expire, just like Goodhue County.
Right,
but we do have a couple new counties in a new
warning farther south. So just kind of going through a couple of those counties. We'll have Sarah. Sarah, why don't you walk us through? We'll take you full and walk us through some of those new counties that are impacted.
Okay, so the newest warning is going to be more for filling the extent of southeast Minnesota, portions of North Iowa towards the Mississippi River side. So this would include McKee County in North Iowa, northeastern Winnebago County, both of those in Iowa, and then we have southeastern Winona County, Houston County now being added to that, portions of Fillmore County, and then across the river into Wisconsin, La Crosse County, western Vernon County, and northwestern Crawford County there in Wisconsin. So this will be in effect until 1 a.m., so about an hour and 10 minutes on that warning. Continuing on with a lot of our warnings that we've seen so far in Minnesota here, with the main hazard being that 70 mile per hour wind gust. So again, we still continue with that considerable damage tag on that stretch there. So I will highlight that here. We'll use our little pointer here. So this square here that we're seeing, this is that new warning coming out from the National Weather Service. And again, that will be in effect until 1 a.m. So Then we continue. We move east here into portions of Fillmore, Winneshiek, Mitchell, Howard County here for that warning as well. So we'll zoom in a little bit here. And, oh, looks like we have another brand new warning, and this does include Mason City. So we are now finally connecting those two lines here of severe storms. So this one is for Worth and Cerro Gordo County. This will be in effect until 12:30 this morning. Wind speeds, wind gusts of 60 miles per hour and less than an inch in diameter for hail. So some small hail may be possible with that, but we're finally starting to see some of those thunderstorms as they bubble up and kind of connecting the two lines, starting to see some severe wind gusts out of that. So that is a brand new warning then coming from the National Weather Service in Des Moines. So just issued about a minute ago. So catching that one live here on air. We'll move to our other severe thunderstorm warning. See if I can get the multi-warnings here. Okay. Oh. I heard some laughter. Oh, Brock. Brock has something. I'm sorry, I was so focused on the warnings.
No, we want you to do you're doing the primary information there, Sarah, and we appreciate it. We appreciate everything everyone is doing as we continue our way into this late hour as we are fast approaching our Wednesday here already in the early morning hours of Wednesday at the midnight hour. Hey, this is a look right now from the People Energy Cooperative map, and we are looking. Is it not almost Wednesday?
No, it's almost Tuesday, right?
Am I in the wrong day?
Yeah. It's Tuesday morning.
Today's Monday. Today was Monday?
Today, I think so.
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
Yeah, it was
7 more
okay.
minutes and
Thank
it's
you.
Tuesday.
Oh,
KTTC.
thank
late
you.
hours.
I was jumping us ahead an entire day, guys. Okay, now I know why we're all kind of
Anyway.
grasping at straws. Outages, yes. I'm sorry, we got to keep this going here. 3,400 outages right now, People's Energy Cooperative. This is primarily in the southeast portion, southeast of Rochester, Stewartville area there. We can see a number of outages. And then I want to look quickly again back at Rochester Public Utilities. About 500 customers without power right now, and RPU saying a lot of this power isn't expected to come back on, guys, until after 1 in the morning on Tuesday.
Oh, okay, so in a couple hours.
Yeah, a couple hours. So yes, let's make sure we have our right day and time there, guys. Wow, I apologize.
Okay, so Olmsted County, so 581 customers there. That's from XL Energy. Dodge up over 1,200. Wabasha up over 1,500. Goodhue with the most there, with customers up over 3,200. Power outages reported. Steel at about 565. So a lot of power outages tonight, and we're still waiting for that line to start to approach the I-35 corridor. So this line here, which has been warned for close to 80-mile-per-hour wind, we did have at least radar estimated out all the way far west in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, of 96-mile-per-hour gusts along this line, and there's still a pretty big cluster of lightning too. So I'll turn lightning on, and you can see just the big cluster of lightning. I turned it off so we could see some of those town names. The lightning just right over all the towns. So that line continuing to push to the east, it's really been anywhere from 50 to 60 miles per hour with its speed. So that'll impact Mason City within probably the next 20 minutes or so. Sarah, you got something for me?
Yeah, just coming in with an update from National Weather Service. We're getting a report from the Preston Airport, a wind gust of 63 miles per hour. And then the Winona County Emergency Management reporting tree down on a power line in St. Charles. So power is out in St. Charles, Lewiston, and Utica.
Yeah.
In Winona County there.
In Winona County.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll probably, unfortunately, see some widespread power outages. I mean, up over 5,000 across southern Minnesota.
I'm pretty sure the power's out at my house in Kenyon. I text the neighbor, haven't heard back. So
I'm sure. So still some strong storms. We have most of the southern half of the KTTC viewing area, if you're south of I-90 in southern Minnesota, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. We have some strong wind through Fillmore, and then that kind of southern half there of Mower County. And then eventually, notice we do have some strong wind, and we have warnings issued in Mitchell, Howard, Winneshiek, and then the northern half there of Almaquee County. And then eventually, I'm a little surprised, aren't you, Sarah, that we don't have a full warning yet for Cerro Gordo County? There hasn't been any confirmation.
We do have a warning now, kind of combining everything. It does include Mason City. It just doesn't include the full extent. They kind of just snuck it right in there. It just kind of blends right in.
Yeah,
just sandwiched in.
There's a new warning there. But I'm just surprised they just didn't take a whole warning for the entire county there of Cerro Gordo County. I wonder.
That one they have warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds. They're saying that it's coming from the outflow of the Minnesota extent of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, there's just so many warnings. I get confused with all these different lines that we're seeing. The main thing is, if you're watching in northern Iowa, in Cerro Gordo County, we have this line that's in Garner, Forest City. It means business. A lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. I wish we had a camera that we could pull up and just see how much lightning is actually happening in real time. And I mean, just look at the cluster of lightning that we have with this cell that is right over Hancock County. If you're in Hancock County, you want to be in shelter here through the next, I'd say, at least 15 to 30 minutes or so. I want to give, again, the all clear to some of our counties, and those of you watching us tonight. Again, we've been on for up over an hour now with this line. Very disorganized now. Notice it is not a connecting line that we had that moved through Olmsted County, that moved through Dodge, Steele, Goodhue, Wabasha counties. A little bit more disorganized. Eventually what will happen is this will win out, and we'll see if you have two different entities, one moving east, one moving southeast. We'll see. I do think this will eventually kind of start to move down to the south-southeast. So it'd be nice if all of a sudden this just beelines down southeast, and it doesn't necessarily impact those areas farther east. So getting like Floyd, Chickasaw, Fayette counties, it'd be nice if that continues to maybe push down to the south-southeast. We'll see if that happens, but right now it's been moving east. Go ahead, sir.